Hello everyone, welcome back to another doll customizing video with me, Akin. Before we start, per usual, shout out to my coffee members. Sin Belops, Ruby Rouge, Mel, Awkward Burb, Invisible Bear, Mel Again, Hanu Made This, Star with the Emoji, Simple Hello 69, and Jaya. Thank you very much for being my coffee members. You are the reason why this channel is still running because money-wise, I can't really rely on YouTube revenue. If you would like to support me, consider becoming a coffee member so you can find out the project I'm working on before the video is out, and also help me to make more doll customizing videos in the future. Link in the description. Last video did really well, my coffee members doubled in number. I'm really thankful for that. But if you want that grizzly erotic photo set, I need 10 more members because I need 20 active members before making it. If that goal is reached, the photo set will be free for members and I'll also sell it on my coffee shop. I'm not joking about this, by the way, I'm serious. Okay, enough about that. For this project, I'll be making a stock character, a character most people are familiar with, an attractive, seductive, and dangerous female character, a femme fatale. You know, a typical curvy, sexy, cleavage showing, cunt serving type of character. I just thought it'd be fun. So without further ado, let's get into it. Who has the cuntiest, gotta stop saying that word cause I don't wanna get demonetized, but who has the cuntiest face sculpt of them all? G1 Cleo the Nile. Her sharp angular features are just perfect for a sexy seductive character, though I think I only have 2 Cleos in my stock box, so this is a wise decision I'm making right here. For the body, I don't really like to use Monster High Girl bodies even though I have to because I have like more than 50 Monster High Girl dolls in my stock box, it's not even funny. But anyway, I picked 2 candidates here, Ashlyn Ella and Briar Beauty from Ever After High. Their skin tones are really close to Cleo's, but none is a perfect match. Ashlyn Ella is a shade lighter and Briar Beauty is a shade darker. But I only have 1 Briar Beauty and I got a few Ashlyn Ella, so let's go with her. We can prepare the dolls now. Let's start by getting rid of Cleo's fuck-ass bob. Give Ashlyn Ella a buzz cut as well. I don't reroute dolls anymore, but for some reason I decided to salvage the hair. Remove the heads by putting them in hot water for about 30 seconds to a minute and then yank them away gently from their bodies. With a tool that has a flat end, scrape the remaining hair through the neck hole. Then extract the excess with a pair of tweezers. The head is now free of hair. I put Cleo's head on Ashlyn's body to make sure it's attached properly, and it is. Some Monster High heads are wobbly on Ever After High bodies. Funny thing is, Ashlyn's head is wobbly on Cleo's body. This is a first cause Ever After High heads usually have no problem being attached to Monster High bodies. Not that it matters, just wanted to tell you that. I removed the head again. The head is really squishy, which concerns me, and I'm kinda right. You'll see why later. Let's erase the factory paint with pure acetone and cotton pads. Then I clean the head with some wet wipes to get rid of the excess acetone and put the head aside for now. I wanna do some body modification. She'll have a much curvier figure. I start by sanding down the molded underwear with 120 grit sandpaper. It's pretty easy, I thought it'd be harder. Anyway, let's wipe off the dust. Then I enlarge the gaps around the thighs to allow us make the hips wider without disturbing the articulations. This flash cutter is my new favorite tool. Really handy, I love it. I'm just following the Lightful Zura video for this project's body modification. Clean the edges with an X-Acto knife and sandpaper. With a soft sanding sponge, I sand the torso and lower legs to roughen the surface so the epoxy will have a better grip. Don't forget to wipe off the dust afterwards. Now we can start sculpting. Mix equal parts of A and B of epoxy until it's uniform in color. First thing I'm gonna do is give her a boob job. I still didn't put my camera in the right position, so I'm really sorry you can barely see what I'm doing. I waited about 3 hours to let the chest harden before adding epoxy to the thighs to make them thicker. Then I widened the hips to match the new thighs. While doing that, I moved the joints to make sure they still work properly. After that, we give her the BBL treatment to balance the whole body modification. Should I sculpt her puss? Should I sculpt her cooter? Nah. Should I? Nah, let's not do that. We're pretty much done with the sculpting. I don't mean to brag, but doing this level of body modification is such a breeze to me. Compared to the body modification I usually do, this was a walk in the park. Only took me 2 days. Now you might think, let's get to sanding, but that's not the next step. I'm actually gonna make her a clothing pattern using cling wrap and masking tape method. I actually prefer drafting when making doll clothes, but she's really curvy. I think this is a better option. Wrap a layer of cling wrap around the body tightly and cover it with masking tape. Then you mark the pattern pieces. All you have to do is make sure every pattern piece will lay flat. I've seen other people do this, obviously, but they do it after they finish the modded body, like already painted and all. I find it to be crazy because painted plastic and sharp object when you cut the pattern loose? No ma'am. Now we can cut the pattern loose and put it aside because we still have to actually finish the body. I start sanding with 120 grit sandpaper to smoothen large bumps and make the transition between the epoxy and the plastic seamless. I continue with a medium grit sanding sponge. And finish the sanding stage with a fine grit sanding sponge. For some reason, I feel the need to sand down the seam lines on the upper arm, so let's do that real quick. I rinse the body and now we have legs and hips and body. Let's get them, girls. Anyway, here I'm mixing some paint for the color matching. The paint I use for my mini-me seems to be a good starting point. I'm just gonna adjust the mixture. Then I mask the lower arms and legs because I won't have to paint those parts. I'm gonna try to use this transparent primer I found and spray the body twice with it. It turned out shiny and I don't think it should be like this, but I applied the paint anyway. It's not working, so I asked the seller about it and they said the transparent primer isn't for this kind of plastic. It's specifically for orange peel textured plastic, whatever that means. What a waste. Transparent primer that worked would have been a game changer, but it didn't, so I wipe off the paint. Then I sand the body again to erase the primer. I don't want to use the gray primer because that would make the joints gray as well, so let's just paint it right away without using any primer. It should be fine. 5 layers of paint did the job. Now we can seal the entire body with a matte top coat spray 2 times. The matte top coat made the painted parts look really yellow, but do I care? I don't. I'm gonna blush the body now. Then I seal the body again to set the body blushing in place. The body is finished, let's reattach the head. I covered the body with cling wrap and masking tape before spraying the head 3 times with Mr. Super Clear UV Cut Flat. I start the face up with initial blushing. I spray the face again with MSC and I give the lips some color and do the eyeshadows. I want her to have visible makeup, so I apply the soft pastels pretty heavily. On the same MSC layer, I map the eyebrows. Another spray of MSC and I sketch the eyes. This is when I noticed the sealant isn't working properly. The face should develop that gritty texture from the MSC so it can receive any kind of pigment by now. This one doesn't really have that. This face has that texture between matte and glossy, but it's not semi-gloss. What do you call that when it's just kinda shimmery? Satin. Yes, this face has a satin texture. It still can receive pigments from my watercolor pencils, but only half as well as it normally would. I intensify the lips and eyeshadow colors and also lay down colors for the eye whites and irises. She's gonna have blue eyes. Another spray of MSC and I draw on the eyebrow hairs. I keep coloring the eyes hoping the colors would build up like normal eventually, but not really. Black and dark brown for the eyelines, lashes, and pupils work okay I guess, but white and blues build up really slowly. Let's give her a beauty mark under her eye. I think this is like a trademark of a femme fatale. And dot on the eye shines before spraying the face with MSC for the last time. I usually finish a face up with 7 or 8 layers of MSC, but this one took 11, and the colors still aren't as opaque as my other face ups. And if it's not a head I sculpt myself, I say no to using acrylic paints for face ups. So I just have to call this face up done. I mean, it's not that bad anyway. I wanna blame it on how squishy the head is, but I don't think that's the problem. When I tell you to test your luck with MSC, I mean it. I sprayed this during a cool dry day, which in theory, MSC should work properly, but it didn't. Yet I sprayed Rika's face right after rain when it was humid as fuck and the MSC worked like a charm. Based on my experience, MSC not working properly just happens, there's no telling. I would say it's 1 out of 8 face-ups, so even though it happens, it doesn't happen often. But that's my experience, you might be luckier or more unlucky than me. Moving on to the hair, I'm gonna mark a guideline for the weft direction. Then I start gluing the wefts, she's gonna be blonde. I hope the camera doesn't pick it up, but there's a crack across the nose. I'm gonna try to fix it by covering the hair and spray the face once more with MSC. That kinda fixed it. Anyway, let's tame the hair with a wet toothbrush and let it dry. Then I hot press the parts using a heated flat metal tool. I'm going for a vintage Hollywood hairstyle, and first I'm gonna do the bangs. Then I set the shape with watered down glue. After that, I do the other side of the hair. For the rest of the hair, I want to make it wavy, so I'm gonna try to use this crimping tool to give the hair that texture. The waves turned out looking rigid, and I tried to make them look softer with a heated metal chopstick, but I'm not feeling it. Then I tried to curl the hair like I usually do, but I'm not feeling that either. I decided to just try my best to make it work with the crimping tool. Here I'm trying to separate the waves, hoping it bring up the volume, but not really. For some reason the waves feel kinda thin. Then I trim the hair. Fine-tune the ends and curl them in. And the hair is done. Honestly, it's too short than I would like, but there's no way I'm redoing the hair, so I take it as it is. Another girl doll of mine rocking a fuck-ass bob. And the face crack again. When a face up goes wrong, it goes wrong. And at this point, I don't give a fuck anymore. The camera doesn't really pick up the crack anyway. This project is about settling for less in order to move on, so let's do exactly that. Moving back to the outfit, here I'm labeling every pattern piece before cutting them out. I copy them onto paper and cut them out again so we can have cleaner pattern pieces. And here's the pattern. I traced them onto the fabric. It's the wet look pleather I use for Bowser. I'm gonna make the entire outfit out of this material. I cut a few pattern pieces at a time, only pieces that I'm gonna sew together because I don't want to confuse myself. The pieces are pretty small and my sewing machine doesn't like this material, so let's just do it by hand. First, I sew the bra cup pieces with their corresponding lower pieces. Then I sew them together to complete half of the front piece. Sew the back pieces, completing half of the dress. Do the same thing to the other side. It looks like this, then I top stitch all the seams to make them lay flat. I use back stitching. Looks pretty good for something hand stitched, then I hem the top and bottom parts. Sew up the seams, attach the snaps, and the dress is done. The dress fits perfectly, I'm impressed. That cling wrap and masking tape method made some points. But she looks like a whore wearing only this dress. Uh-oh, casual slut shaming. No, but really I will sew other things for her, not just this dress. Like this jacket, here's the pattern, and first I'm gonna sew the sleeves and hem the armholes. I made a collar already and I sew it around the neckline. It should look something like this, then I sew the side seams together. Turn it right side out, which is pretty difficult. Then I hem all around the opening. Now she looks more like a spy/assassin, which is what I'm going for. I mean, a femme fatale is usually an espionage, right? Oh, I also switched her hands with black gloved hands because she shouldn't leave her fingerprints anywhere. She also looks like she's from The Matrix. Well, I watched The Matrix a few weeks before working on this project, so I guess the influence lingered. Other things I sewed are a choker and a pair of long socks or stockings or leg guards, whatever you wanna call them. For the shoes, I'm just gonna paint these random monster high boots. The skull details don't really match the theme, but I'm gonna paint them black, so that shouldn't matter. They only needed 2 layers of paint. To protect the paint job, here I'm applying 3 layers of watered down gloss varnish to match the rest of the outfit. They look good and they are glossy. The last accessory is a firearm, a sniper. I thought about 3D printing it, but I found this keychain which is way better and way cheaper. I bought this for less than $1. The scale is just perfect and it's made out of alloy, not some cheap plastic. That's awesome considering the price. Anyway, let's remove the keychain part. Then I sand down the painted parts. After that, I spray the sniper with the gray primer twice. I'm not gonna paint the sniper black, I'm actually gonna paint it pink for a pop of color. Giving it a white base is a good idea. Now we can apply the pink paint, 3 layers should be enough. I seal it with a matte top coat twice. I thought I'd like it to be matte, but nope, I end up applying 2 layers of gloss varnish without watering it down. This Barbie shoots people. And with that, we can call it a doll. I name her Juliette Fatale. I think she's my first doll with a last name. So what do you think of her? Does she have her master's in cantology from the University of Survington? Do you like her? Do you not like her? Let me know in the comments down below. Honestly, I wish the face-up was more opaque and I wish the hair was longer, but at least I like how the outfit turned out. I guess that's why I love doll customization, because even if some aspects don't meet your expectations, you can make it up with the other aspects, so you'll still like the overall result. Like how I feel about this project. Anyway, this is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, share, and subscribe if you want to. Apology in advance again, there's not gonna be a video for September because I got a lot of shit to do for Halloween, so see you then. Bye.